Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. 2019 Rewind Week continues, and tonight I got to give a shout out to the MVP machine of the channel for the year of 2019. Got to be the Farmall H. That old 45H has done more work for me. It's just never let me down. I just can't see enough good things about that tractor. And granted, we dug a lot of holes with the Kubota. We dozed a lot of soil with the old Iron Mistress. But the one machine that has tilled more soil, loosened more ground, and moved more earth is that old 45H. That thing astounds me every time. And when I need to get something done, I go and hit the switch on that. It starts, it runs. It just doesn't know how to quit. Just love that tractor. Now that old H originally belonged to my grandfather. He had several H's over his lifetime. Two of them he actually fixed up, and that one was one of them. I'll put a picture up here real quick from, I believe, 1997 of the two H's that he had fixed up. He's pretty proud of them. Mine that I have now is the one that was on his right, so the tractor on the left in the picture closest to the shed, that's my H. And like I said, he loved that tractor. It always did very well for him, never let him down, just like it's been performing for me. And towards the end, after he'd been sick for a few years, he had to sell off most of everything that he had. And that 45H was the last machine that he still owned. And early 2000s, I ended up buying it from him. Even years later, even my grandmother told me that the day I drove it out of the yard and took it home, he even had a little bit of a tear in his eye. He wasn't the guy that would really ever show much for emotion or whatever, but he was sad to see it go, but he was also at the same time happy that it wasn't really leaving. And I've had it ever since. I think 2006, I did probably a 80% mechanical restoration on it. I had to go completely through the engine. It was getting a little bit tired. New clutch brakes, seals all over. Ended up doing bearings in the rear end a couple years later, and she's got some pretty worn gears back there. She's got that typical Farmall howl, but I tell you what, ever since I went through that thing, it just starts and runs. I've really never had any trouble with it after that. It's such a reliable tractor that I just love using it. And it's kind of a connection to the past. It's got all that kind of sentimental stuff attached to it. But, well, enough talking. Let's just go back to some of the footage from 2019, some of the work we got done with the H. That thing, like I said, it's tilled the ground, it's tugged the rocks, it's moved the earth, it did everything I asked it to this year. Okay, we got a problem, some kind of a plug up here. So, dig it out and see what's happening. Probably a good thing I stopped when I did last night, because I can see the bottom of the tank right now. Last thing I want to do is make a fuel run when it's dark 30 out here. Just finishing turning the gas on. Now this thing's been sitting here all day, hasn't ran since last night. Let's see how she starts. If she's in prime form, I won't even need the choke. Ignition on. We're gonna leave that choke alone. Let's just see what happens. Yep. That old filly likes to run. Well, the sun is starting to get awfully low in the sky, although it still looks pretty bright on the camera here. And I think I'm ready to call it a day with the H and the old tumblebug. And I'll tell you what, guys, that H put a hurting on this hill today. Hey everybody, I'm Squatch, and this is the final big push of the Field Land Clearing Project 2019. Well, I fought it right up until the rain showed up again. Looks like we might have some clear sky coming behind it, but I think I'm done. H is already full of mud. She did a lot of good pulling through this low spot over here, and I was right on the verge of not being able to make it before all this rain started coming down. I did the last couple passes through here just trying to fill in where that water was, because I don't have any ditching done yet. I got no place for that to go. All I can do is fill it, and it was close to being too wet before, and now she's just not going to do it. So I think that's as much fill as we get done this year, but the bowl is basically gone. I accomplished my goals out here. It took me, shoot, half the summer to do it, and I got about a month too late start anyway, but I got that ridge worked out of here. Used to go over to that basswood, right up through there. A lot of good red sand in there. And I pulled about 6 feet off for this area that we're walking right here and put all in there. The old cultivator did a pretty good job. If you look back on part 1, I think part 2 maybe, when I got the H out the first time, I was wondering if this old rotten moss covered rope was going to last the day. She lasted the summer, and I'm going to try it again next year. And the old tumblebug, plenty full of mud. She earned her keep today. Parked both of them up here for the winter. This is where they're going to sit. Old H, man, I can't say enough about this old girl. This thing, for being built in 1945, worked for me reliably the entire summer. We started out disking, planting, doing all that field prep, and then we turned around and we started doing dirt work. Love this old tractor.